Good afternoon. My name is Kukuchuku and I'm a student of psychology department 100 level. I'm here to enlighten us on chromosomes and genes and what makes us what we are, some genetic codes or genetic software as I like to call them. Thank you. Did you know that every cell in your body has instructions? Well, if you don't, let's dive into it. The first thing we'll be looking at this morning is chromosomes. Now, what are chromosomes? Chromosomes in Greek words are called colored body, soma and chroma. It means colored body. Now, this colored body are genetic patterns in the human body that makes the human being what the human being is. Now, going forward, we have what we call the ATGC, adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Now, these are genetic codes or genetic instructions. It could be seen as genetic software that makes the human being what the human being is. It talks about the skin color, the eye color, the person's brain, the person's personality, the human being's gender, sex, and all that. So that is what this ATGC is all about. They make the human being what the human being is. They are sets of instructions. Now, moving forward, this set of instructions are things that pair together. Adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine, they pair together. Now, this pairing are in form of shapes. Now, adenine pairs with thymine together. Why? So that they can create what the structure of the human being look like. The same thing with the guanine and cytosine. Now, the question is, how do they pair? They pair through genetic, they pair through bonds, hydrogen bonds, and they also have shapes, the same similarity of shapes that make them come together. So that is what make them pair, and that is what make them what they are. Now, if you look at the DNA of a human being, it could be seen as a ladder, but the difference between it and a ladder is that the DNA of a human being is coiled, is round, but it still has the same setting as a ladder. It has the sides and it has the rings. Now, in the rings is where you have the ATGC. That is where the pairing occurs. That is where the connection occurs, and that is where the human being is being formed. When the sperm of a man and the ovaries of a woman come together, the chromosomes are being joined and the ATGC begin to work immediately. They begin to create what the child will look like, if the child will be a boy, if the child will be a girl, and what have you.
Chile, a 300 level psychology department student, and I'll be discussing on the determination of sex. Every human cell, except one exception, has 46 chromosomes, which are in 23 pairs. This exception are the sperm and the egg cells. They contain 46 chromosomes in 23 pairs. At conception, the sperm and the egg fuse together to form a zygote, which has 46 chromosomes, 23 from the mother and 23 from the father. Now, the mother gives an X chromosome, while the father gives either an X or a Y chromosome. If the baby is XX, then the baby is female, but if it is XY, then it is male. If the baby usually develops similarly, usually around 6 weeks, and a gene in the Y chromosome called the TDF, the testis determination factor, is usually checked during tests. If the TDF is present, that means male characteristics will develop, but if it is absent, then female characteristics develop. The father usually determines the sex of a baby, and that's how sex is determined.
Iwonubari. I'm a student of 300 level psychology, and I'm here to talk about multiple births. Well, you're in luck because I'm here to talk about multiple births. Multiple births are seen as the exception of the most common form of human production, and it can be divided into two: fraternal or dizygotic. It is the most common form of multiple births. In this case, the human body releases two ovum, and it is fertilized by a single spermatozoa. They are seen more or less than siblings. Secondly, the other one is called identical
ever wondered why you look like your parents? Well, this is because of inheritance. Inheritance is the process where behavioral and physical characteristics are passed down from parents to offspring. This explains why genetics influences personality, intelligence, and temperament. We have two types of inheritance. We have autosomal dominant and autosomal recessive. Autosomal dominant is where the child is the exact replica of the parents. Like for example, I am the exact replica of my father. Then we have autosomal recessive. This is the picture of both parents in an orphan. That means a child can have the mother's eyes or and the father's nose together.
Hey everyone, I am Gbargbar TCC Valerie. I'm a 300 level student of psychology department. I'm here to explain genetic mutation to the best of my abilities. Thank you. What happens when something goes wrong in our chromosome or gene? It is called mutation. Did you know that as an older person who is trying to conceive, the chances of giving birth to a mutated child is very high? Now let's dive in. What is mutation? Mutation, this is the permanent change that occurs in the DNA sequence of chromosomes or genes that affect brain structure, brain development, and mental processing. It could also be defined as the accidental change in the genetic material that alters biological processes such as neurotransmitters. Did you know that mutation affects the phenotype of an individual? What is phenotype? This is the characteristics that are expressed by a gene. How does mutation occur? Mutation occurs spontaneously from errors during DNA placement. It could also occur as a result of cell division, which is known as meiosis. There are two types of mutation. We have genetic mutation and chromosomal mutation. What is chromosomal mutation? Chromosomal mutation, this is the change that occurs in our chromosome. There are several abnormalities that occur as a result of mutation in our body. The first one is Down syndrome, which is also known as trisomy 21. This is the appearance of 3 copies of chromosome 21. It affects the cognitive impairment of a child, and it is caused by non-disjunction in the body. Non-disjunction is very common in females rather than in male. A woman who is over 36 years is at high risk of giving birth to a child who is affected by Down syndrome. We have Klinefelter syndrome. Klinefelter syndrome, this is the appearance of an extra X chromosome. It is very peculiar with a male child. In 600 males, only 1 is affected by Klinefelter. Okay, we are going to move over to genetic mutation. Genetic mutation, this is the accidental change that occurs in our gene. Did you know that sickle cell anemia is as a result of mutation?